Welcome back to IGS TV. My name is Christelle Joseph and I'm your host. We have with us an economic citizen, so please introduce yourself, tell us your name, where you're from, and when you became a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Hello. My name is James Charles Taylor. Originally from Bath in England. I became a citizen of the Twin Federation about 2 years ago now, but I moved here full-time a year and a half ago, so I now tell people I'm from St. Kitts.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, so he's Kittitian. So, James, how would you say your life has been impacted by having a St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship?
That's a great question. So, like I said, I got my citizenship about 2 years ago now. Um, and many of the people I interact with buy the citizenship for travel opportunities. The housemate I had here who's recently left to go to London, um, ironically phoned me last night saying he was really missing the island. And a lot of people do it for the travel, but when you come here, it's such a warm and embracing culture, and it's such a beautiful place to live. The biggest impact for me has been a massive improvement in quality of life. People here know how to have a good work-life balance. Not only that, it is a very warm, very welcoming country. So for me, it was about becoming part of a country that's developing, that's growing, that the people are incredibly welcoming, incredibly embracing of direct foreign investment.
Wonderful. So you've spoken about the people. So tell us, how have you been able to climatize or socialize or integrate with the cultural aspect of St. Kitts and Nevis and the people?
So it's amazing how many Kittitians and Nevisians study abroad. And so when I was hanging out on the strip one night, on a typical Friday line, I got talking to a very good friend of mine, Javier, who studied in the UK, and he's got a slight Yorkshire accent with some words. So it gave away that he'd been studying in the UK. And we hit it off very quickly and started talking about, what it was like in the UK for him, and then why he came back to the island. And we fast became really good friends. And what we did together, where we identified there's so much opportunity to connect the expats and the local population, we've started hosting regular networking events. So what we do is we connect the new expats who've arrived on the island with established business people, with lawyers, with local craftsmen, with anyone who has some interest in kind of connecting. And it's been so successful to just integrate the culture more and get really nice friendship groups which are kind of embracing people into the community.
That's absolutely wonderful, James. So, with the experience that you've had thus far, what would you say to someone who is interested in investing into our community or into the CBI program and visiting St. Kitts and Nevis? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say definitely come have a visit here because you will fall in love with the island very quickly. It's amazing how many people who have come here for the first time and have had their first experience in St. Kitts just say how beautiful the island is. And we were all out in Nevis yesterday as well, having a tour. Um, and Nevis is just a gem of an island. It's like authentic old West Indies, welcoming culture, really homely. You should come and spend some time here and get to know the people. In fact, my first trip here before I was a citizen, I came to have a look at properties and try and get a feel for the place. And I arrived on, as we know, on a Sunday, everything's closed. So I couldn't get a taxi into town. And I was staying in Frigate Bay. And I started walking to Basseterre, which anyone who lives here will know is a bit crazy because you're going over some hills and it's very hot. And a lady pulled over at the side of the road and said, no, you get in, we're giving you a lift into
Oh,
town.
how
And
wonderful.
this just speaks to the culture you have here. So she gave me a lift into town, and when I tried to offer her money, she refused to take it. She said, look, I missed church this morning. This is me doing a good deed. You're welcome here. We hope you come part of the community. And it just speaks to the generosity of the people here. They want you to be here. They want you to invest. They want you to be part of the community. And like I had said in my talk earlier, I've lived in a lot of countries. I've been very lucky to travel with my career. So I've lived in the US, I've lived in Japan, spent a lot of time in Asia, a lot of time in Europe. But no one makes you feel more welcome than Kittitians and Nevisians. They want you here. They want you to enjoy the culture. They want you to be part of the scene. And I think they see that we want to build together here. We want the sustainable island plan the Prime Minister talks about. He sees where we're an asset to building that, but he also sees that we can connect with the locals and we can really help build something together. It's about partnership.
So, James, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. do have yourself a pleasant day.
Thank you so much. It's been lovely.
Wonderful.